Into the hands of Jalen Brunson. Knicks down 2. 8 seconds to go. Brunson drives, pulls back, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! Jalen.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
A good start by our guys. You know, we talked about trying to start games a little better, and I thought we started the game the right way tonight. You know, everybody that played contributed. I thought Jordan off the bench gave us a big lift. Clarkson on both ends of the floor. Jose was big for us. He was big on both ends of the floor for us tonight. You know, he's been our main guy, leading the cheers and uplifting everybody from the bench these last 2 games, even though he hadn't played, and so he's mentally been present at a really high level. And so when his number was called tonight to play, you know, major minutes for us, it was easy for him to do because you know, his mind was right, you know, these last few games. But big lift by Jose. Our guys were really active defensively. You know, almost every loose ball that was out there on the ground we came up with. And, you know, Cat with a double-double. Mikal was big for us defensively. His physicality defensively was huge, and he guarded different guys. Sometimes he guarded point guard, sometimes he guarded Ingram, other times he guarded Scotty Barnes, and he did a really good job. He was our defensive player of the game, but he did a really good job on both ends, especially defensively with his physicality and not sending the guys to the free throw line. So good win by our group tonight.
Have these last 2 games created confidence ahead of the playoffs and connection?
Have they what? I'm sorry.
Created confidence and connection ahead of the playoffs?
Yeah, you know, any time, you know, you win, it helps with the belief, especially if you win doing the things that you talked about trying to do going into the game. And, you know, we've been harping on our starts. We've been harping on our physicality. And, you know, we were pretty good in those areas tonight. And so to get a win while doing those things adds that confidence, adds that belief to the overall, you know, group. And, you know, the groups, you go through your ups and your downs, but the group has been connected for a while now, and that's a lot of fun to see.
As long as you would see, Freddie's first, just thoughts on that effect, and then also what is that plan? Does that change plans for Sunday to sit guys and stuff?
You know, I'm not sure. We'll talk about it broadly. You know, you want to try to go into the playoffs as healthy as possible, but you know, we'll discuss it as a staff here in the next day or so, and then we'll see what happens.
Mike, with the 5th time that you guys beat the Raptors, what do you think is consistent throughout these 5 games, and what special touches that makes this game more unique when it's close to with the postseason, where you have the chance to meet them during playoffs?
Well, you know, they're a hard-playing team. They really try to get up in you and pressure you and try to speed you up. And you know, it's bothered us, but you know, the more you can play against it, you know, hopefully the more you're able to handle it. And I think you know, as the games went along, our guys got better handling their pressure and their physicality, and so I thought you know, that was important. Important for getting a feel for that over the 5 games, doing a better job with that, and then they play fast offensively, and so to be able to feel their speed every game, knowing that you have to get back in transition, has been, you know, good for us to feel every game. And you know, I don't know who we'll play in the playoffs, but you know, we've played a lot of these teams 4 or 5 times or whatever it is, and just like teams feel when it comes to us, we feel we have a pretty good feel on what most teams want to do. And it's no different for teams looking at us. So we're just excited about getting to the playoffs no matter who we play.
Mike, there's been points this season where you said the defense had the offense had the defense, and it's flip-flop. At this point, do you feel like this is as close to like even as it's been, or is there one side of the ball that you still feel a little bit better than the other side right now?
You know, we defensively we feel like we've been playing well. There's a level of physicality that we're bringing to the table every night without fouling. These last few games, our pick and roll defense has been pretty good. People are filling us on our contests, and then we still got to make sure we hit bodies when that ball goes up. But I like where we are on that end, and then even offensively, we face teams that switch. We face teams that cross match, putting their 5 on Josh, and we faced it all year, and it's been fantastic from the standpoint that we have struggled at times with it, but we've gotten better, as the season has gone along, and we feel pretty good about facing zone. We feel pretty good about facing, a team that's going to cross match against us, and we feel pretty good about teams that are going to switch against us. So, offensively, we feel like we're in a pretty good place too.
Mike, it looks like Cat is as comfortable within the offense as he's been maybe all year. Do you agree with that? And B, can you maybe pinpoint a turning point for him when he looked like he became as comfortable as he's been all year during this stretch?
No, I think he is pretty comfortable, but it's not all on his shoulders. I got to take some of that too, because I had to figure out how to help him become comfortable without taking away from everybody else, and that's what a season's for. It's for you to experiment or dabble in this and dabble in that, or pull back here or give a little bit more there, whatever it takes to try to make sure it fits well for everybody without making it too one-sided, and so we feel like we're in a pretty good place with it. I don't know. I think it's been a couple of months now that we've felt pretty good about it. It's not going to always be perfect, but it definitely is in a good place, in a better place than when we started.
The passing aspect of it all, though, I mean, obviously he can score, he can put the ball in the court, shoot the ball, but his ability to kind of like operate as a hub and get other guys involved, I guess, was there some sort of, I don't know, how long did it take for you and him to kind of come to the understanding that was one of his strong suits and to lean into that a little bit more?
Well, we felt that at the beginning of the year. We have actions that we've been calling from day one to where he's in space and doing that, and we've gone through spurts executing it. There was a spurt not too long ago where we weren't doing a good job even getting to it. I've been helping him a little bit more from the sidelines, and it's paid dividends. But we've always felt that he can be that hub. We just didn't always get there like we're capable of.
Last one, Mike, do you have anything on OG when he left the game with the ankle? Any other information?
Yeah, I haven't talked to him. I know he tweaked his ankle, but I don't even know which. Do you know which? What's it? Yeah, I know he tweaked his ankle, but I have not talked to anybody about it yet.
So thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you, guys.